Today, I will be talking about the evolution of literacy in the United States and ways to maximize reading skills with Scholastic book sets. But first, a bit about me. Hello, my name is Liza Charlesworth. I live in New York City with my husband and twin sons, Dash and Theo. Theo is a musician who will soon graduate with a degree in languages, and Dash is about to embark on his first year as a social studies teacher in the state of New Jersey. I am quite proud of them both and can confirm that reading has played a huge role in their academic success and their lives in general. In 2019, I had the good fortune to visit Seoul and connect with some of the children who read my books as well as their parents. It was a highlight of my life. I was so excited to meet the children and learn about South Korea's deep commitment to reading and education. It really inspired me. I work for Scholastic in New York City, which is home to Clifford the Big Red Dog and Harry Potter. I understand a goal of many Korean children and their parents is for them to read Harry Potter books. What a wonderful goal. And I have no doubt with your level of commitment, as well as your children, they will be reading Harry Potter in a few short years. Now, a bit about my background. I've worked for Scholastic for more than 30 years as an editor, product developer, and writer. I've worked on many types of books, but my favorite books are the ones I write for children to help them learn to read in English. This is a subject close to my heart because I was a struggling reader as a child. I had a difficult time cracking the reading code. That is, until I discovered some books by Dr. Seuss. These books were funny and musical, with great illustrations. They had decodable words that could be sounded out, as well as simple repetitive text. They motivated me to want to read, and they supported me as a new reader. I've never forgotten that experience, and I think that is why I write today. Dr. Seuss books inspired me to create easy books with entertaining plots that support new readers. Books that kids will want to pick up and read. Books that will give kids success and build confidence. Learning to read is a moving target here in the United States. It is continually evolving to meet the needs of all children, with the essential goal of helping them to read with greater ease and agility. For many years, a guided reading approach to reading was standard practice, and it is still used in classrooms across the country today. But the landscape is shifting. Every day, the newspaper is filled with stories about a growing body of knowledge referred to as the science of reading. What is the science of reading? The Reading League of the United States defines it as a vast interdisciplinary body of scientifically based research about reading and issues related to reading and writing. This research has been conducted over the last 5 decades across the world, and it is derived from thousands of studies conducted in multiple languages. The science of reading has culminated in a preponderance of evidence to inform how proficient reading and writing develops, why some children have difficulty, and how we can most effectively assess and teach, and therefore improve student outcomes through prevention of and intervention for reading difficulties. Okay, that's a lot of lofty text. Simply put, the science of reading is lots and lots of evidence-based research educators are using to help the majority of children become lifelong, successful readers. It's important to understand that the science of reading is not fixed or complete. It is ever-changing and improving. Before moving on, I wanted to share an important concept called the simple view of reading, which you may already be a bit familiar with. I believe Julia Lindsay mentioned it in her excellent presentation entitled Creating Readers, the Science of Teaching Children to Read in English. According to literacy expert Wiley Blevins, this model of reading helps to situate phonics instruction in its proper place. The simple view of reading explains that reading comprehension is a product of decoding. Decoding is achieved through work with phonics, and language comprehension. Language comprehension is achieved through vocabulary development and background knowledge. For example, if a child had never seen or learned about a peacock, he or she would likely not understand a text reference to it. Decoding without language comprehension or language comprehension without decoding will not lead to skilled readers who can readily understand the text they need to tackle at each grade level. If we overemphasize phonics instruction in the early grades and don't simultaneously and equally build children's content knowledge and vocabulary, they won't have the necessary skills to tackle more complex texts as they move up the grades. Likewise, if we don't do a good enough job with phonics in the early grades, children will enter the later grades without the ability to effortlessly decode words with these basic skills. To put Wiley's wise words in simple terms, a child needs both phonics instruction and language comprehension to maximize reading skills. Now let's take a peek at how the Scholastic book sets can help you achieve this important balance. Ready for some good news? The Scholastic book sets your child uses are the perfect tools to help him or her achieve decoding, language comprehension, and literacy success. As the author of many of these book sets, I can say that Laugh-A-Lot Phonics, Buddy Readers, Guided Science Readers, Sight Word Readers, and My Math Readers were each designed for a different purpose. But when used in combination, they have the power to maximize your child's English literacy skills. In the next part of my presentation, I will explain the specific purpose of each of these book sets. The latest science of reading research suggests that young learners should be exposed to a wide variety of books with simple text, playful plot lines, and supportive illustrations. That research also suggests quite strongly that it is wise to begin with a deep understanding of phonics. What is phonics? Simply put, phonics is a method of teaching people to read by correlating sounds with letters or groups of letters in the alphabet. Many experts now believe that phonics should be the foundation of every new reader's education. Before diving into level readers, many experts now believe it is essential for children to learn the shape and sound of each letter in the English alphabet. Why? These letters and specific sounds help them crack the code of reading. Memorizing words is a useful tool, but gaining the ability to decode a combination of letters to arrive at its meaning is priceless. Are you familiar with the proverb, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day? Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime? Well, teaching the rules of phonics is quite similar. When children are granted the tools to successfully decode words, their reading ability will be limitless. Good news. The Laugh-A-Lot Phonics series will grant children these tools and make learning them easy. The 12 books in the red box target and teach the 5 short vowel sounds A, E, I, O, and U, and provide the opportunity for children to sound out simple consonant, vowel, consonant words such as cat, pig, hen, mop, and bug. These stories are funny and highly decodable, which means most of the words can be sounded out by brand new readers. Let's take a look at Sam's Cat Jam, which focuses on the short A sound. As you can see on the opening spread, most of the words in the story contain short A to ensure children get lots of practice with this skill and succeed as new readers. In addition, the stories feature supportive illustrations to help build background knowledge and promote comprehension. Another helpful feature of these books is the read and review page, which enables children to practice decoding all the short A words they've learned in the story. Research shows that multiple opportunities to sound out words is essential to reading confidence and fluency. As a kid who struggled with reading myself, I strive to make the books in the Laugh-A-Lot series fun and game-like. My plan was to make them so fun that children wouldn't even realize they were in the process of learning a very difficult and important skill, decoding words in English. In addition to the red Laugh-A-Lot Phonics box, there are 2 more essential sets in this series. The blue box targets and teaches a variety of simple words with long vowel sounds. In A Home for Mole, for example, children focus on decoding words with a long O that end in a silent E, such as coal, mole, hope, and home. Last but not least, the Green Laugh-A-Lot phonics book targets and teaches blends, which are 2 letters or 3 letters that work together to make a blended sound, such as SL in sloth or SPL in splash. This box also focuses on digraphs, which are letters that work together to make a single sound, such as PH in phone and CH in chimp. As you likely know, English can be very tricky language to master. But when the key elements of phonics are broken down by rule, the process of learning to read and write in English is easier and certainly a lot more fun. So before we depart the Laugh-A-Lot phonics series, let's recap. The science of reading emphasizes the importance of a firm foundation in phonics. These simple book sets are designed to do just that. For that reason, they are a great starting point for your child's literacy journey. This type of phonics instruction will provide children with a mental reading toolkit to use with everything they read in the English language, including books, signs, newspapers, product labels, and more. Now let's talk a bit about guided reading. Guided reading is an instructional reading program developed by a group of educators, including Lucy Calkins at Columbia University and Irene Fontes and Gay-Sue Pinnell at Ohio State University. The guided reading method of instruction is called guided because its intent is to guide young readers as they acquire key reading skills over time. Through the years, the guided reading method has evolved and changed to make it more and more effective. The basic concept of guided reading is that children learn best when they are challenged by the books they read, but not overwhelmed or frustrated. Toward that end, the books are leveled from A to Z. A books are the very first titles children read at the beginning of their literacy journey, and Z books are the books they read when they are skilled, fluent readers. Readers who can pick up just about any book and enjoy it with confidence and understanding. Guided reading titles can be fiction or nonfiction. For your information, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is a level V book. Guided reading holds that children are in a position to maximize their reading growth when they read just right books. A just right book is a book that is not too hard nor too easy, but at just the right level. According to guided reading, a book is at just the right level if a child can read about 90% of the text with only about 10% of the text providing a challenge. But that challenge is important. When children encounter a word they don't know in a book, for example, plant, it requires them to use key reading strategies such as phonics to successfully decode it. Once children decode the word, they can add it to their memory bank and likely recognize it the next time they see it in print. Guided reading is like a ladder children ascend one rung at a time. Some kids will climb to the top quickly, while others will need a little bit more time to master a certain rung or level. A strength of guided reading and a level book system is that reading can be customized to meet the needs of each child with the goal of reaching level Z at their own pace. Now that I've discussed guided reading, let me restate the key benefits of using leveled books in conjunction with phonics readers. 1. A leveled book system supports growing readers at each level of their reading journey. 2. A large collection of leveled books enables children to practice. Much like learning to play tennis, lots and lots of focused practice is required to become agile, confident, and proficient. 3. Fiction and nonfiction books activate children's brains, enabling them to understand stories, build important background knowledge, and boost their all-around comprehension. Now that I've discussed the benefit of leveled readers, let's take a quick look at a few buddy readers. I had a lot of fun writing these book sets, which begin at level A and continue through level F. The reason I like them is that they include multiple stories about the same group of characters. This gives children the opportunity to get to know and bond with these characters. When children bond with characters, they are motivated to read more about those characters, which puts children in the unique position to painlessly build their reading skills. On this slide, I've included a few pages of a level A buddy reader entitled Patty's Feelings. As you can see, the text is simple and patterned. Why? This provides brand new readers with the support they need to confidently read the text on each page. Level A books are a wonderful way for kids to get comfortable with the reading process and to understand that the act of reading involves turning pages in sequence, reading the text, and using the illustrations to help facilitate deep comprehension. I am not showing samples from Buddy Readers level C through D because we don't have enough time, but I did want to include a few pages from a level E book entitled The Great Race. I particularly enjoyed writing this story because it stars two unlikely characters, an apple and an orange. As you can see, this level E book demands much more of readers than the level A book did. There is more text on each page, and it is a lot less predictable. As stated earlier, a benefit of leveled books is that they invite children to step up into more difficult text gradually. This enables children to never feel overwhelmed and to progress at their own rate of learning. Level ebooks, such as this one, provide the perfect opportunity for children to practice their developing phonics skills. Next, I just wanted to say a quick word about another series of leveled book sets your child will get to read, Guided Science Readers. Like Buddy Readers, these sets are leveled from A to F, but unlike Buddy Readers, they focus on a wide variety of science topics, including bears, whales, insects, life cycles, plants, trees, and more. For children to become well-rounded readers and thinkers, it is important for them to be exposed to both fiction and nonfiction. These informative books with their kid-pleasing topics and vivid photos are a great way to boost background knowledge, which leads to deep comprehension. Okay, I've mentioned the importance of children having a firm foundation in phonics, as well as the importance of reading a variety of fiction and nonfiction books. Now I want to take a moment to talk about another essential component of any new reader's toolkit, a knowledge of sight words. What are sight words? Sight words are those boring connective words such as a, is, an, was, the, been, they, and through. Sight words tend to be low in meaning and high in frequency. In fact, research shows that as much as 50% of the text we read in English is made up of this type of word, words that are often non-decodable, meaning they can't be learned by sounding out. But just because a word is bland and can't be decoded doesn't mean it's not worth learning. Studies have long shown that children with a weak knowledge of sight words are often poor readers because these words trip them up. For that reason, I've worked with Scholastic to develop a series of little books that teach the top 100 sight words in a fun, systematic way. This series is called Sight Word Stories. Like Buddy Readers, it includes leveled books that get more challenging as children progress from level A to level D. Unlike Buddy Readers, however, each story in the series targets and teaches a must-know sight word. Take a look at Super Skunk, for example. In this level A book, the sight word on is bolded and repeated throughout the story to help children memorize it and develop something called reading automaticity. Reading automaticity occurs when children store words in their memory banks and are able to read them fluently without hesitation. Obviously, reading automaticity is a necessary goal for every reader, and these playful little books are a great tool to help your child meet that essential goal. Well, we've certainly discussed a lot of books, but I did want to briefly mention one last Scholastic book set, My Math Readers. This set of 25 easy-to-read books targets and teaches key early math concepts, including counting, numbers, patterns, shapes, measurement, time, and simple addition. The sample book and interior pages on the slide are from a nonfiction book that focuses on that tricky number known as zero. Easy-to-read books such as these are helpful to new readers in two ways. First, they reinforce important math concepts, which builds background knowledge and comprehension. Second, they give children the opportunity to apply their reading skills in authentic text, meaning text that are easy to read but not leveled. When children are able to read and decode authentic text, they are well on their way to becoming effective readers. Readers with the ability to decode a wide range of books, newspapers, and online resources that connect with their interest and help them to grow as thinkers and citizens of the world. That last statement brings me full circle and to the near end of my presentation. In my talk, we began by discussing the science of reading and the shifting landscape of literacy. I share that educational leaders in the United States and many other English-speaking nations are looking closely at this proven body of research. They are then relying on that research to revamp our literacy programs to ensure all children have a firm foundation in phonics. We also discuss the importance of coupling phonics instruction with a critical mass of leveled books. Why? Leveled books provide children with rich opportunities to practice reading, master sight words, and boost comprehension, as well as become fluent, lifelong, maximized readers. I'd like to close with one of my favorite quotes from William Godwin. Godwin, a social philosopher, uttered these wise words more than 250 years ago, but they still stand the test of time. He said, "Children that love reading have everything within their reach. Truer words have never been spoken. Reading enables children to excel in school, commerce, and life. Reading teaches and entertains. Reading brings great joy and empowers children to become deep thinkers. It is my hope that your children maximize their literacy to have everything within their reach." Thank you so much.